theoretical problems about the equivalence relations. Similarly, we have to calculate or we have to find the equivalence relation based on the diagram. So again, we have to learn the same concept which we are supposed to learn in the previous lectures, like equivalence relations, reflexive relations, symmetric relations, transitive relations by a theoretical problem. Similarly, we have to learn problems based on diagrams. So one by one we have to solve. Yesterday I explained about the diagrams, how to draw a diagrams of whatever the relation is given, how to define a relations by a given a diagram, etc., etc. We solved, that is our reflexive closure. We solved about the symmetric closure, and we solved as well as about the transitive closure. Transitive closure is solved by using universal algorithms. So similarly, we have to understand how to solve such a kind of things. So I'm going to share the screen and we'll start the numericals one by one. Very less number of attendance I'm seeing continuously from this week. Last lectures, I don't know what are the problems you people are facing, why you are not attending the all lectures with full enthusiasm. So anyway, that is, we are moving ahead. Just a second. Hope the screen is visible to all. Now moving ahead with the problems which are based on the diagrams. So one by one we have to simplify here. The first problem is, in a figure in a figure A and B, A and B determine whether the relation, whether the relation R is given, is given is an equivalence, equivalence relation. So the first structure is given. One Uh, there are two diagrams we have to define here. The first one is not completed till now. Now the next one will becomes 6, 3, 4. So this is A, and similarly we have to define the B diagram. Okay. So in a figure A and B, determine whether the relation R is given is an equivalence relations. We have to determine whether the relation is an equivalence relation or not, or the relation is an equivalence relation. So the first diagram, if I see there is a and B, if I see this diagram, then I have a set 1, 2, and 5. And if I see this diagram, then I have a set 3, 4, and 6, or 6, 4, and 3. And the relations are defined. So here I can say this is R1, this is R2, and this is R3, or you can represent as a R only, because these are the two different questions. A and B, because in A there are two diagrams, this part and this part. So obviously we have to define these two diagrams are separately, not in a continuous positions, or like this is not a same diagram. These are the two different diagrams. So one by one I'm just representing, solving the first one. A, in A there are two diagrams. So according to two diagraph, I can represent this is G1 and this is G2, G1 and G2. So according to that, I can represent this part as a R1. When I have to define the R1 relation from G1, then I can define that is a 1 comma 1 is there, 1 comma 2 is there, 1 comma 5 is there. Similarly, 2 comma 2 or 2 comma 1, I can say that is 2 comma 2, 2 comma 5. Similarly, a relation is defined as 5 comma 1, 5 comma 2, and 5 comma 5. So in R1, similarly we can define that is a R2 also by this second graph or digraph. So in R1 I can say that a reflexive pair is present because of 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, and 5 comma 5. I can say that a symmetric pair is also present 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. Similarly 1 comma 5, 5 comma 1, then 2 comma 5 and 5 comma 2. So a symmetric pair is also present, and a transitive pair is also present here, because if I say that is 1 comma 2, 2 comma 5, 1 to 2, 2 to 5, and 1 to 5. So by default I can say that is a transitive pair is also present. So it's up to you, whatever you pair you are going to select. If you are going to select like 5 to 1, 1 to 2, then 2 to 5 to 1, 1 to 2, then 5 to 2 is also present. So I can define this part as a to B, B to C, and A to C is present. So all three relations are defined in your diagram A of G1. Similarly, if you see that is in G2, it is again the same concept is given. Similar kind of a structure is given in G2 also. So how to write such a, or how to, what are the rules or how to write the solutions? You have to define one by one. The first one is a reflexive. So you have to define as a reflexive pair. So reflexive. Reflexive means you always remember A related, sorry, according to definition of reflexive, A related to A. Here 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, or you can directly define as this part directly, like here 1 related to 1, 2 related to 2, and 5 related to 5. Therefore R is reflexive. Similarly, for a symmetric part, you can define symmetric A related to B and B related to A. So here you can define any pair that is 1 related to 2 and 2 related to 1. Similarly, you can define that is 2 related to 5, 5 related to 2. Means symmetric is also present, so R is symmetric. R is symmetric. Next, we have to verify that is a transitive. So the last one is a transitive pair. So you can define as a transitive first. What is the transitive? Transitive A related to B, B related to C, therefore A related to C. Here you can say that is 1 related to 2, 2 related to 5, and 1 related to 5 is present. Therefore R is transitive. R is transitive. So therefore we can say that is R is an R1 is an equivalence relation. You can write as a R1 because I just represented as a R1 here. So that's why I just represent R1 R1 so that he will understand during the so R1 is a reflexive, R1 is a symmetric, and R1 is a transitive. So you can just try to understand this concept. This part, if you represent as it is, that is R, then no issue. But here we represented as it is R1, so that's why we have to write R1 is a symmetric, R1 is a transitive. Therefore, R1 is an equivalence relation. R1 is an equivalence relation. So it is a very easy question. In an examination, if such questions will come, you can solve very easily. You have to just check whether the relations are present or not. Now I'm moving with the second, that is a B. G2 you can solve by yourself. This like it is a similar structure. That is all things are present. I think here. Now in a in a B, if I see that is a relation R, then the relations, what are the relations are given, we have to write first here, then later we have to discuss whether the relation is a equivalence or not. So solving it the second part, that is a B. So first we have to write R is equal to, so according to the structure, if you will see the structure, so 1 comma 1 is there, 2 comma 2 is there, 3 comma 3 is there, 1 to 2 is there, 2 to 3 is there, 3 to 1 is there. Means we can define this part very easily. See, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, then 2 comma 1, sorry, 2 comma 1 is not there, so we have to define 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, 3 comma 3, and 3 comma 1. So these are the relations are present here in this relation. One more time we have to check. 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3. Reflex is by default 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 1. So we just define whatever the relation is given. Now we have to define whether it is a reflexive, symmetric, or transitive, present or not. Now see, if I say A to B, B to C, then what will be the next part will becomes. That is, if I say like this, 1 to 2, 2 to 2, just try to understand this part. Reflexive तो यहाँ पे present है, but we have to prove that is a symmetric and transitive pair. अगर symmetric की बात आएगा, symmetric की यहाँ पे अगर हम लोग बात करें तो A to B, like A to B, like 1 to 1, or 1 to 2, 2 to 1 is not possible here. That is, we have to define. But when we have to define as a symmetric pair, transitive pair can it is present here. So 1 to 1 और A to A हो जाएगा, तो ये तो हमारे लिए important नहीं है. So we can define here 1 to 2 means 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Then the pair must be present will be 1 to 3, not 3 to 1. Just try to understand here. Sorry. 3 to 1 is not similar like 1 to 3. Please try to understand. कल इसीलिए इन और आउट मैंने आपको बताया था, इन और आउट का कॉन्सेप्ट. तो अगर 3 to 1 है मतलब 3 से 1 की तरफ जा रहा है. अगर 1 to 3 रहता तो 1 to 3 की तरफ रिलेशन डिफाइन होता, क्योंकि पूरा मीनिंग चेंज हो जाता है. अगर ऐसा लिखता हूँ 1 to 3, if suppose I have to write like this part as 1 related to 3, इसका मतलब 1 डोमेन सेट में आएगा और 3 तुम्हारा रेंज सेट में आएगा. और अगर 3 रिलेटेड टू 1 लिख रहा हूँ मतलब ये मेरा डोमेन में आएगा और ये रेंज सेट में आएगा. तो मीनिंग पूरा चेंज हो जाता है. इसके लिए दोनों का मतलब सेम नहीं होता है. अगर कंडीशनल आपको दिया है तो कंडीशनल अगर दिया है तो वी कैन राइट एज अ सेम. इफ कंडीशन इज नॉट गिवन देन these things are not equal. So we can say that here one by one, that is the first one is a reflexive. So we have to define as a reflexive. Reflexive is A related to A, so that we can say that is 1 related to 1, 2 related to 2, 3 related to 3. Therefore R is reflexive. Symmetric is not present, so symmetric. So instead of writing this part, I'm just going to write symmetric and transitive relation are not defined. Defined in R means in this relation. Therefore, R is not an equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. So this is just a question. We just define whether this part is a relation, equivalence relation or not. You must understand or how to define such a kind of a relation, because it is a very easy question. Yesterday we solved one more question about that is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. So a very easy question is given. You must understand how to tackle such a numericals, because nothing more about this part. So hope you understand. If the graph is or if the diagram is given, if the diagraph is given, then you can simplify in a relation form, and after relation form you can define whether this is an equivalence relation, uh, equivalence relations, and later we have to define that is whether it is an equivalence relation, symmetric or what. So according to that, uh, you must understand that is how to solve a diagram for the questions regarding the equivalence relation. So hope you will understand. If anyone having or if anyone facing any doubts regarding nothing more about this chapter, this is just an introduction of a diagram, because later on the next chapter I'm going to teach is lattices and Boolean algebra. In that chapter, you must have to learn how to define that is again the diagram, or how to define a Hasse diagram, and etc. So in that chapter you will learn a detailed way. यहाँ पे सिर्फ आपको that is you have to learn how to draw a diagram, how to define a relation by using a diagram. So you have to understand the most important topic from this chapter is the first one is an equivalence relation, because if you will understand what is an equivalence relation, definitely you will understand what is reflexive, what is symmetric, and what is transitive. Because if three equivalence relations you will understand, definitely the three relations are covered in that topic only. Later one is a transitive closure, reflexive closure, and a symmetric closure. So in that part, you must understand that is a Warshall algorithm. You must learn or how to solve that is a Warshall algorithms problems, very easy problems based on Warshall algorithms. First, whatever the relation is given, you have to convert that relation in a matrix form, and that matrix you have to solve by whatever the order is given. Like if there are 4 cross 4 matrix, if there are 3 cross 3 matrix, or if there are 5 cross 5 matrix. According to that, you have to start the solutions. You have to consider that is a W0 as an initial matrix. So here our chapter that is relation and digraph is over. In relation and digraphs, you should start the preparations about the definitions, the basic definitions of the reflexive, symmetric, transitive. It is not important that is you should have to write the definitions according to the books. You can write by your understanding, by your own words, but the meaning must be same. If I say that is a reflexive means related to itself only. If I write like a same concept, that is if A related to A, or in a wording if a relation is defined, or if in a set if it is a given 1 2 3 and relation is defined like 1 1 1 2 1 3 3 and 2 2, then we can say that is a reflexive relation is present here, and that thing is defined as a reflexive relation. So we can give our own example in a definition also. ऐसा मैंडेटरी नहीं है कि आप बुक का डेफिनेशन रट्टा मार लो और उसी को लिखो. आप जो समझे हो उसको अपने ओन वर्ड्स, अपने ओन एग्जांपल्स को देके अगर एक्सप्लेन करते हो तो भी आपको फुल मार्क्स मिलता है. So this is your, it is up to you how to you under how you will understand or how to write a definitions of a relations, equivalence relations, reflexive relations, transitive relation, and symmetric relations. Hope everyone is clear about this concept. If anyone having any doubts, you can ask, or if there is no doubts, we'll move ahead with the next chapter. That is, our next chapter is, as I told, that is a lattices and Boolean algebra, or in a Komochkor, it is given as a poset. That is a partial ordered set. Sometime it is known as a poset, क्योंकि poset में ही आपके टॉपिक हैं lattices and Boolean algebra. उसमें फिर से आपको रिफ्लेक्सिव, ट्रांजिटिव और एंटीसिमेट्रिक वाले ही कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ना है. एंटीसिमेट्रिक, एज आई टोल्ड अबाउट एंटीसिमेट्रिक क्या होता है. एंटीसिमेट्रिक एज अ कंडीशनल कॉन्सेप्ट है, एज आई टोल्ड अर्लियर अबाउट दैट इज इफ आई से दैट इज अ सिमेट्रिक. सिमेट्रिक मतलब क्या था? सिमेट्रिक मतलब A related to B, B related to A वाला कॉन्सेप्ट था. So according to that concept we define a symmetric. When I say that is the anti-symmetric, so according to the anti-symmetric symbol वहाँ पे represent किया गया है, उस symbol के basis पे या conditional basis पे आपको करना है. Anyway, anyone having any doubts regarding the topic, uh, relation and diagrams. You can ask questions. I'm giving it 2-3 minutes, so you can ask a questions, because I think sir ने चालू कर दिया है आपका chapter function and pigeon hole principle. So चौबे sir ने. So I'm moving ahead with the Poset lattices and Boolean algebra. Anyone, any questions regarding this topics which we finished just now? You can comment on a chat box. If no questions, we'll move ahead with the next part of our syllabus. Or okay, no doubts. One student's commented no doubts. Okay, Adnan Khan, any doubts? Okay, no doubts. Janil Modi, any doubt? Jinesh Shah, any doubt? Anyway, we'll move ahead with the next part of our topic, that is a Poset lattices and Boolean algebra. So one by one, we're moving ahead. Okay, thank you for your commenting. Now we'll move ahead with the next part. So our next chapter is Poset lattices lattice and Boolean algebra. Boolean algebra. Very easy topic based on the relations and digraph and set theory. When I say partial ordered set, what will be the meaning of this? It is a partially ordered. So one by one, I'm going to explain what is a partial ordered set. Partial ordered set. When I say partial order, so again I'm define a relation R. When I say that is a relation R, a relation R on a set A is said to be partial, is said to be is said to be, that is poset means partial ordered set, if it is reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive. So again, the same concept you are learning here. The only difference is anti-symmetric. Anti-symmetric. I will give the example so that you will understand what is the anti-symmetric. So hope you will understand. Whose mic is on? Please switch off your mic. जिसका भी चालू है. Okay. A relation R on a set is said to be poset if it is a reflexive, antisymmetric, and a transitive. So if three conditions are defined, then we can say that that part or that thing is a partial ordered set. Partial ordered set is represented by, so always remember that is a representation I'm writing here, partial ordered set on a set A. R is a partial ordered set of A. So, or we can say directly a poset, that is a partial ordered set. So just taking a one simple example here so you will understand. Let R be a set of real numbers. Real numbers and a relation less than or equal to defined on R, means on a relation on R, then prove that R is a poset or a partial ordered set on that given conditions, or whatever the given condition is given is a poset. Is a poset. So very easy concept here it is given. We have to define one by one. समझने की कोशिश करो because बहुत simple concept है. Question अच्छे से देखो. That is, let R be a set of real numbers and relation is defined. This is condition, that is less than or equal to. So reflexive is very easy concept or easy relations. Solution I'm writing here. So one by one again the similar concept, reflexive. Reflexive. What is the reflexive? That is A related to A. But here the condition you have to learn, that is a condition. Less than concept is given. So the relation is less than or equal to. So we can say that is A is less than or equal to A. ये चीज थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखो. A is less than or equal to A, therefore where all A belongs to that relation. So let R be a set of real numbers and the relation, what is the relation is, relation यहाँ पे क्या है, less than or equal to, defined on R, then prove that R is a poset. Means A related to A हमारा reflexive, लेकिन relation क्या define है आपका, less than or equal to. So A is less than or equal to A. Is it true? Yes, it is a true, because A is less than or equal to A. Less than नहीं है तो equal तो condition by default accepted है. Therefore R is a reflexive. Therefore I can write भी, यहाँ पे हम R नहीं लिख सकते reflexive. यहाँ पे R define क्या कर रहा है, less than. So we can write this part is a reflexive. एग्जाम में यही कंफ्यूजन होता है. आप R इज रिफ्लेक्सिव लेते हो, वहाँ पे मार्क्स लॉस होते हैं. जो कंडीशंस दिए हैं वो कंडीशंस आपको लिखना इम्पोर्टेंट है. प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. प्रीवियसली आपने जो पढ़ा है उसमें हम लोग R इज रिफ्लेक्सिव लिखते थे, लेकिन यहाँ पे रिलेशन क्या डिफाइन है, लेस देन और इक्वल टू, तो वो पार्ट आपका रिफ्लेक्सिव होगा. नाउ नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज अ एंटी सिमेट्रिक. That is the second is a anti symmetric. anti-symmetric. So let A is less than or equal to B, comma B is less than or equal to A. अगर ऐसा कंडीशन है, क्योंकि हमारा सिमेट्रिक जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वही कॉन्सेप्ट एंटी सिमेट्रिक है, ये चीज थोड़ा सा अंडरस्टैंडिंग करना आप लोग। ए रिलेटेड टू बी, बी रिलेटेड टू ए, लेकिन यहाँ पे रिलेशन क्या है ये डिफाइन है। अगर ऐसा कंडीशन है, इफ दिस कंडीशन है ए इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू बी, बी इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू, तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है, ए इज इक्वल टू बी है, ए इज इक्वल टू बी होता है। दिस implies if a is less than or equal to b and b is less than or equal to a, the common thing is what, equal part means what, this means a is equal to b। तो यहाँ पे आपका ये पार्ट भी क्या होता है, एंटी सिमेट्रिक, दैट इज दिस रिलेशन इज, और लेस देन और इक्वल टू रिलेशन इज एंटी सिमेट्रिक। Last one is a transitive. Transitive. Hope ट्रांजिटिव रिलेशन क्या था मैं बता सकता हूँ आपको, या फिर आपको याद होना चाहिए। और ट्रांजिटिव रिलेशन लाइक ए रिलेटेड टू बी, बी रिलेटेड टू सी, ए रिलेटेड टू सी। लेकिन यहाँ पे रिलेशन इज व्हाट डिफाइन इट इज रिलेशन हियर, relation is defined as a less than or equal to the conditions. So let you can say that is less than or equal to b, b is less than equal to c, therefore this implies what, a is less than or equal to c। यही हमारा ट्रांजिटिव था, a related to b, b related to c, therefore we can say that is a related to c। So if I see that is because it is a real number, you can take any numbers like which are cuts which fulfill this conditions। रियल नंबर आप ले लो अगर कोई भी, और यहाँ पे फुलफिल करोगे कंडीशन, ऐसे नंबर लो जो फुलफिल हो सकते हैं। सो ए इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू बी, बी इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू, इफ ये कंडीशन है आपका, कोई एक नंबर है जो लेस देन और इक्वल है तुम्हारे अदर नंबर्स के साथ, फिर वो नंबर लेस देन और इक्वल है थर्ड नंबर के साथ, तो इसका मतलब कंडीशंस क्या होता है, जो फर्स्ट नंबर था वो बाय डिफॉल्ट लेस देन और इक्वल रहेगा लास्ट नंबर से। सो दैट कंडीशन इज क्लियरली सेटिस्फाइड। अगर ये कंडीशन मैथमेटिक्स में है,
हेलो सर।
ए इज लेस देन और इक्वल टू बी,
सर डाउट है।
ए इज लेस, ये वेट लेट मी फिनिश फर्स्ट। a is less than or equal to b, b is less than or equal to c, if this condition are satisfied in mathematics, this means what, a is less than or equal to c, so that's why written here that is a is less than or equal to c। Therefore just wait, I'm giving a time, once I will finish this question I will ask about any doubts regarding that, so wait just, that is this condition less than or equal to is transitive। Okay, now you can speak please।
सर वो एंटी सिमेट्रिक के जो क्वेश्चन मतलब जो आपने दिया है एग्जांपल, दोनों सेम दिख रहे हैं।
व्हाट एंटी
ए इज
सिमेट्रिक के,
बोथ एंड ए इज लेस देन बी।
हाँ
सो दोनों तरफ ए लेस देन बी है,
कहाँ पे,
जस्ट द
ए
अपोजिट
इज
साइड। सर एंटी सिमेट्रिक
ए इज
ए इज लेस
ए
देन
इज लेस,
और
sorry yeah, it was a, that is a symbolically mistake, this the concept will be becomes here b is less than or equal to a, yes thank you for that, yes, because actually the symbol mistake was there, so a is less than or equal to b and b is less than or equal to, yes thank you so much। uh, anyway, any doubts regarding this concept about the reflexive, anti-symmetric and transitive? See whatever the condition, यहाँ पे symmetric क्यों नहीं लिया गया, अभी क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है कि यहाँ पे symmetric क्यों नहीं लिया, तो symmetric अगर यहाँ पे कंडीशन आ जाता आपका पार्ट फॉर एग्जांपल, तो symmetric जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो कॉन्सेप्ट केप्ट एज इट इज रहेगा। symmetric मींस इफ a रिलेटेड टू b है तो b रिलेटेड टू a ही होना चाहिए। बट एंटी सिमेट्रिक यहाँ पे क्यों यूटिलाइज किया जाता है पोसेट में, बिकॉज यहाँ पे कंडीशनल रिलेशन है, ऐसा रिलेशन डायरेक्टली डिफाइन है, इट इज अ कंडीशनल रिलेशन, दैट्स व्हाई इन अ पोसेट वी हैव टू यूज दैट इज अ एंटी सिमेट्रिक। Okay, anyway, anyone having any doubts regarding this reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive, or regarding any things regarding doubts with these questions, you can ask, or we'll move ahead with the next example. Okay, so shall we move about this? See, this part is, thank you for making a correction, because इधर बाद में वो दिक्कत आता आप लोग को आगे एग्जांपल्स में कि यहाँ पे सिंबल चेंज नहीं कर सकते हम. Symbols kept as is because the relation is defined clearly less than or equal to, but we are not supposed to define that is a greater than or equal to or any other part. uh, so next question, we are moving ahead with the part. So the next question will finish in a 10 minutes. Let z plus, z plus when I write means it is a set of positive integers. Please, because z is represented as a integers. When I say that is a z plus means is a set of positive integers. So I'm not going to write the word that is a z plus is a set of positive integer. You just try to understand. When I write only z in this our discrete structure and graph theory, if I supposed to write z, then you must understand it is a integers. In that integers, the negative, positive, and zero all are present. When I write z minus means only a negative integers. When I write a z plus means only a positive integers. So then zero are not in both the z minus and z plus. Only the zero is placed in z. So just make this thing clear. So z plus is a set of positive integers and a relation, and the relation are defined on z plus by a related to b if and only if a divided by b. Then prove that then prove that R is poset partial order relation. So instead of partial order set or partial order relation, partial order relation, and z plus the division symbol is a poset. So just try to understand one by one. Z plus is a relation. This is a division concept. Divide किया गया है by A related to B. So we have to define one by one. The first part is a reflexive. बहुत सिंपल प्रूफ होते हैं, बस खाली मेन कॉन्सेप्ट आपको अंडरस्टैंड होना चाहिए. रिफ्लेक्सिव मीन्स व्हाट? ए रिलेटेड टू ए होता है, वो चीज़ नहीं लिखूंगा मैं यहाँ पे, क्योंकि यहाँ पे रिलेशन जो है वो डिवाइड का दिया गया है. सो आई एम जस्ट डिफाइन दैट इज ए डिवाइड ए. Is it possible? Yes. Where all a belongs to that is a z plus means positive integers. So therefore we can say that is a related to a, because यहाँ पे डिफाइन किया है a related to b. तो a डिवाइड बाय a हो जाता है, खुद ब खुद डिवाइड होगा. कोई भी न पॉजिटिव इंटीजर ले लो, 2 डिवाइड बाय 2 itself we can say that is, so a related to a, therefore where all a belongs to z plus, therefore who is reflexive? This division is reflexive. Both things are clear about the reflexive. Now the next one is a anti-symmetric. So let a related to b and B related to A, ये चीज आपको दिया गया है। therefore this implies, देखो जब A related to B है तो this means what है, A divided by B means A, and जैसे ही B related to होगा तो क्या हो जाएगा, that is B, A related to B आपको given है A divide by, when we are saying that is a B related to A means B divide by A, ये कब possible हो सकता है, ये possibility कब है, when these things are possible. See in a question it is clearly mentioned that is z plus by A related to B if A is divisible by B. अगर A related to B हम बोल रहे हैं मतलब A divide हो by B है, तो अगर B related to A है तो मतलब B divide by A है, because antisymmetric is clearly mentioned A to B then B to A, that's simple. So A divide by B and B divide by ये, when these things are possible, when these things are possible, ऐसा condition कब possible है, that is if A is equal to B, अगर A is equal to B है तो ही ये condition आपका possible है. That's why I told about that in during any time, many times, that is symmetric and antisymmetric, the concept both are try to understand. It is a conditional, it is not fixed. A related to B, I am saying that is A divisible by B, B related to B means B divisible by A. These things are possible when only if A is equal to B. अगर A equal to B है तो ही ये चीज possible हो पाएगा दोनों में, नहीं तो ये possible नहीं होगा. Therefore we can say that is A comma B belongs to Z plus. Z plus means positive. Therefore that is divisible is a symmetry, sorry, anti-symmetric. Anti-symmetric. Now the last one is a transitive. So transitive. So again we have to define, let A related to B and B related to C. अगर A related to B है तो आपको दिया है A divide by B. अगर B related to C है तो आपने क्या लिखा है, and B divide by C, right? So अगर A divide by B है, B divide by C है, तो इस दोनों का मतलब क्या होता है, simply we can say that is A divide by C. just थोड़ा सा लॉजिक अगर आप यूज कर सकते हो, यू कैन टेक ऐसे कंडीशन सेटिस्फाइड करने वाले कोई भी पॉजिटिव इंटीजर्स आप अगर लेते हो, if I suppose I will take that is 4 divided by 2, A is 4 and B is 2, then it is possible, this condition is possible, that is 4 is divided by 2, yes. And if I say here a number, conditions possible होना चाहिए, ऐसे कोई भी मनगढ़ंत नंबर नहीं ले सकते हैं आप, but positive integers ले सकते हो. If I say taken that is a 4 and 2 here, so 2 is here by default, so by default I have to take that is a C as a 1. से बड़ा नहीं ले सकता हूँ, क्योंकि 2 से बड़ा अगर ले लूंगा मैं तो फिर वो चीज़ तो जो चीज़ आपने लिखा है वो कंडीशन ही एक्सेप्ट नहीं होगा. कंडीशन में आपको क्लियरली बोला है A related to B if possible, if only if these things are possible. So according to that you can, if you are taking any numbers like 4 2 1, अगर ऐसा दो नंबर लेते हो आप, कोई भी तीन नंबर लाइक, या बड़ा और नंबर ले सकते हो, आपके ऊपर है, आप कोई भी नंबर बड़ा ले लो. एक if possible you have to take a 24 and 2. तो अगर 20 A ले लूँ मैं, 4 अगर मैं B को ले लूँ, और C जो है मेरा वो 2 ले लूँ, और ये चीज़ अगर पॉसिबल करके देखूँ मैं तो पॉसिबल है. दैट इज 20 डिवाइड बाय 4, इज इट पॉसिबल? then 4 divide by 2, it is possible, means this relation is clearly satisfied. तो अगर ये दोनों satisfied है मतलब next क्या होना चाहिए मेरा, 20 divisible by 2 होना चाहिए. yes, it is also possible, so that I can simply define that is A divisible by C possible. therefore we can say that is A related to C. और सिमेट्री ट्रांजिटिव में हमको यही प्रूव करना रहता है A related to B related to C, then A related to C. This means what? Clearly it is mentioned that is the divisible is transitive. Divisible is a transitive. Therefore, we can say that divisible is a partial ordered relation. Partial ordered relation on where? On z plus positive integers. Therefore, we can say that z plus divisible is a poset, जो हमको प्रूफ करने के लिए कहा गया था. देखो एकदम सिंपल न्यूमेरिकल है. Just try to understand. One more time I'm going to explain. The given thing is what z plus is a relation are defined on a z plus. Z plus means, again and again I'm repeating, when I say that is a z plus means is it is a positive integer. It is a positive integer set by a related to b. If a related to b is given clearly, this means this is a related to b. These things are possible if this condition is possible. So if and only if a is divisible by b, then prove that r is a partial ordered relation, z plus as a divisible is a poset. So we have to define a reflexive first. We can take any positive integers for a reflexive. अगर ये चीज से ऐसा प्रूफ नहीं करना है तो एक z प्लस का एक सेट बना लो आप, वो सेट के बेसिस पे आप कोई भी चीज को डिफाइन कर दो. So if I taking any number like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and that thing is divisible by itself, it is a possible. Therefore we can say that is a divisibility is a reflexive here. Divisibility is a reflexive here. Now antisymmetric. Antisymmetric, again and again I'm telling you, it is a conditional things. When I say a related to b and b related to a, this implies if I say a related to b, which is a given by default, अगर a related to b में है तो मैं उसको ऐसा लिख रहा हूँ, तो b related to a है तो उसको ऐसा लिखूंगा. ये चीज कब पॉसिबल होगी कि ये दोनों हमारे सेम आए? when if a is equal to this things, because you will getting 1 by 5 and here you are getting directly 5. So these things are clearly divisible, but here not possible. But if a and b both are equal, if a and b both are equal, if I say that is a 2 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, so here it is, if these things are possible, means these conditions we can fulfill if a is equal to b. This implies means what? A comma b belongs to z plus, and that's why we can say that is it is an anti-symmetric, or divisibility is anti-symmetric. Now last one is a transitive. What is a transitive? Transitive, again clear part is the a related to b, b related to c, means a related to. Main motive is we have to prove what we are supposed to prove here. What we are supposed to prove here, that is our main agenda of proof is we have to prove here to prove that that is a related to c. ये हमको प्रूफ करना था, that is a related to c. So a related to b means a divisible by b, b related to c means b divided by c. So we just taken for the understanding these three numbers, positive integers. A is a 20 I taken, b is 4 I taken, and c is 2 I taken. So if I apply here, that is a 20 which is a divisible by 4, then 4 is a divisible by 2. If these things are possible, then we can say that is 20 is also divisible by 2. Yes, write it here, that is a related, a divisible by c. Therefore a related to c is also possible here. That's why we written here that is a divisibility is a transitive. Therefore divisibility is a partial ordered relations on z plus. Therefore z plus divisibility is a poset. Hope these things are clear in your mind about what is a partial ordered relations. If partial order relations are there, then that relations with respective respective set, we can say. देखो relation यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? A divisibility by b, और सेट यहाँ पे क्या दिया है? z प्लस. दोनों का जो पार्ट है इसको हम लोग पोसेट बोलते हैं, लेकिन ये जो रिलेशन डिफाइन हुआ है इसको हम लोग पार्शियल ऑर्डर रिलेशन बोलते हैं. सो जस्ट टेकन अ 2 एग्जाम्पल चैप्टर हियर. ये बड़ा चैप्टर है अपना. ये ज़्यादा लंबा देगा. At least it will take near about 10 to 12 lectures to complete this part. So hope things are clear. Now, if anyone having any doubts regarding these questions or earlier questions, so that I can explain one more time, or if you have any specific doubt regarding reflexive, transitive, or a partial order set or partial order relations, you can ask. Go ahead. You can write in a chat box if you have any doubts. If no doubts, you can write a no doubts, so that we'll proceed with the attendance, and later we will stop here because I think you have one more lecture at 3:10 to 4:10. So anyone having any doubts? If no, you can just comment in a comment box, chat box, so I will proceed with the attendance. Okay, no doubts. So I'm just proceeding with the attendance. Please don't left. Uh, so there are 82 students are present in a lecture. Just wait. I'm taking the attendance. Don't left, please. Wait, last 1 minute.